Good morning, guys, and welcome to Open Smart. Just a quick preview of Kenilworth today, since we haven't had a preview for 2 weeks now. The last one being on the 15th of December, and that was also at Kenilworth. So we start off on the first. Just note all these notes at the bottom here. There's quite a few notes I see today. If you want to see them just race by race, you simply click on the race, and you only get the specific comments for anything that is part of that specific race. In other words, all horses, all trainers, all jockeys. And note, you can also create notes for yourself here for any horse or trainer or jockey or track for today, or just for going forward as well, so that it stays there every time when you get to that horse running again or that trainer racing again. Then that's for yourself on your private platform. So in the first, I see Glenn Cotson's only got 2 for the day, Morne Winnar's only got 2 for the day, and there's a gear change, blinkers on now as well, and that would mean that Charity Ball would be my first choice. I do note that Arthur Marcus is coming all the way to Cape Town for the one race, or he might be already in Cape Town for the one race for Brett Corford, but yeah, I'm not really he could win without my money, to be quite honest, from a 10 draw. And yeah, I think, to be quite honest with you, I'm not one to really put money on Arthur Marcus at the moment. I've seen too many of that disappearing when we do that. So Charity Ball, my first choice. My second choice, Island Treasure, which is the one with the best adjusted time, the best median speed, and the best bat 42 days, 84 days, 168s, and bat curve. So those would be my first 2 selections, followed by Mr. Arthur Marcus and Brett Crawford on Divine Dynasty, third choice, but there's a lot of support for him, so you can't leave him out of anything, to be quite honest with you. And then Pansanella would be my next choice. Comes from a little bit of a rest and could be improving. And then Rare, Irish Wildflower, Gimme Ruby, and Wayward Girl. Just a note as well to just maybe for the places, just consider Wayward Girl, Glenn Cotson and Solomon's. It's first time for him for today. And he does have a really good strike rate for Glenn Cotson. Win place for the jockey, 12.5 to win and 50% to place additionally. So that is quite a nice, and he's currently at 60 to 1. So I don't think he's as bad as a newcomer. First time at 60 to 1 would be Wayward Girl. Moving on to the second race. And here, my first choice is going to go to 4 to 1 Birdie and Bogey, Andre Nell stable. The first for the Andre Nell stable. Grant for Nika takes the ride. Highest on greeny points, which is quite a lot better than the rest, and that would give you a 32% chance to win. Top rated finishing first on the last 105 races we have analyzed for the exact same maiden plate Kenilworth 1200 Class G. On the places side, the highest you get here is also Charlie Squadron, 66%. Birdie and Bogey followed not very close behind, 63% on bat curve and 61% on greeny points. So Birdie and Bogey my first choice, Charlie Squadron my second choice, then Brumhill Phoenix, which is also the last for Lucinda Woodruff today, and then the fourth choice, Masterful Guy, which pops in there at 25 to 1 into the second T curve. It's been gelded. Andrew's only got 3 for the day, and Andrew's been riding really well. Blinkers fitted, best on bum roll 168 and best on bum roll curve, which was prior to his rest. Now been gelded, could be anything. So yeah, do spare thought for this one. I do think that I'll keep him in my thoughts. So I'm going to say 9, 2, 4, and 6. Yeah. Followed by the next best, Admiral's Ransom, and then Wiley Jack, which is another interesting runner, since he's a 50 to 1 shot with Kumalo on board, and Andries Steyn has only got 2 for the day. He's not all that far behind if you take the Birdie and Bogey bat out of the equation and Charlie Squadron back out of the equation, then the rest is quite close together. In the third year, small fields, And I'm going to go under Nel again with Grant van Niekerk again, so that's a potential double there for under Nel. Sunday Island, first choice Thunder Master, second choice Global Forest, my third choice, which is top T curve, so that's definitely something to consider. So 2, 3 and 5 would be my first, followed by Double Duet and then Champanologist as the last one. Yeah, but small field, so don't want to take too many chances on this race. Fourth race here, I think Arctic Drift looks like the right one if I'm only looking at his green bat figures, 2.9, which is like 6 lengths better than the second best Jan Mount Anderson on the bat 84 side. But then Gainsford in the middle of those two, interesting runner. Blinkers taken off today, so he's only got the Alamates on, and he's going up in distance. He didn't do all that bad when he went up to 1400, so his 1600 could suit him, so might suit him. But his last run over the 1200 was the best on the bat figures. So if I look at these two, then surely Arctic Drift is the one that's more suited for me on this bat figures. Moving to the fifth race, and yeah, I'm not going to go with the Snaith favorite. I'm going to go with the Snaith coupling as my first choice. Tout a fight, quite simply because he's based on overall ranking, he's based on exotic ranking, he's based on form, on stat form, on intentions, and on total form, and on bum roll 42, and he has done the course and distance. He's got 12 greenie points for Infinite Peace, 11 for Tota Fate, so those would be my first two choices, Tota Fate, Infinite Peace, and then Solar Power, Ovation, Silent Trigger, Storm Dictator, Ticket to Ride. Interesting that Ovation's got some very nice bats in the red here, which is outside the distance category of today, and that's simply because all of these distances were not in the same distance category as the 1400 meters. They were all more than 200 meters, 151 meters outside of today's distance over this 1400 meters. So yeah, Tuta Faut and Infinite Peace, the two Justin Snaith runners for me, the first two, and then Solar Power in third and Ovation in fourth. Moving to the sixth, yeah, I'm quite tied up between Captain Mike and Persistence. Algorithm says Persistence for the green counts, and yeah, for the ranking averages counts Captain Mike. So you'll see the 1 and 2 swapped around here. So I think between those two, you covered for the pick 6 and the PA, bipot and PA, hopefully for the pick 6 as well. But yeah, I'm a little bit reluctant to go that small for the pick 6. You'll see the bottom here, the PA place accumulator, first and second, exotics pick 1, exotics pick 2, pick 6 jackpot and others. So exotics pick 3 and 4 added to 1 and 2, and that's why you'll also see those colors in there from the artificial intelligence and from machine learning. And if I just look at those two, then again it's the top two, Captain Mike and Persistence, as the first two options. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Persistence, but closely followed by Captain Mike and Pete Botha and Andrews as my next choice. And then Wordsmith, What a Bolt, Power Grid, Baltimore Jack. Moving along to the seventh, and in the seventh year, I'm going to go against the favorite as well. The favorite is Stiptelik, but I think Adam Marcus is only runner for the day, Twilight Hour. Only race that he's entered for the day. Does have the best on the bum rolls and the best most recent bat 42 figure on the 24th of 11 run, 24th of November's run. I'm going to go with him as my first choice. And then, yeah, Twilight Hour, Stiptelik, and then Green Light Gal. In the eighth race, I'm going to go with Mar Black and Nippy Winter as my first two choices, and you'll see some messages here on both of them. It's interesting that they both run together today, so those will be my first choice. And then my third choice will be Fearless Trip. And then Munia is the only runner for Sean Terry, and he also gets the services of Richard Fleury. So I'm not going to leave him out of my pick 6. So that's my first four choices: 4, 6, 8, and 1, followed by Young Love and Impressive Queen. Apollo Moon and Rising Phoenix. But you'll see on the bat figures here, even Apollo Moon and Impressive Queen has very low bats considering the rest of the field. So the best is Fearless Trip here, but if I look at bat 42, 0.41, 0.83, and then 3 lengths. So anything up to the, I'd say anything up to maybe 8 lengths from the best bat is considered to be dangerous on the bat side. Anything from 8 lengths from the best bat. So then let's look at the JTR combo, which is quite interesting for us today because I quite like the fact that there's quite a lot of double opportunities here. Just looking at these kind of things like Birdie and Bogey here, followed by Sunday Island here. Obviously Adam Marcus and Keegan DeMille's got the best runner for him here, Twilight Hour. You can all see that's ones. And then you got Candace Bass Robinson here, following Charlie Squadron by Thunder Master by Arctic Drift. And then Nippy Winter at the end here. Interesting that Mr. Greg Shane takes the ride, which already makes me worry because of the notes that I've made on this trainer. And then more black. Then yeah, Glenn Cotson here at the bottom here. Looks like his best runner is probably Charity Ball if I look at these kind of ratings. And then this one here for Richard Fourie in Global Forest. Then Lucinda Woodruff's got Kumalo booked only for the one ride in Island Treasure, so that's kind of things I take notice of. And then it follows with a Greg Shane here on Brumwell Phoenix, which is an interesting little combo here for a Kumalo and a Shane combo. And then Richard Fourie and Mike Stewart here is obviously the best for Mike Stewart in Persistence, which is also that greenie that we're speaking about. And then Pete Botha's got Andrews, the only horse with the flame in here for him, wins the hot form, and that's Captain Mike. And then clearly Vaughan Marshall's got Richard Fourie's only one here in the form of Gainsford here. That's also one to be taken note of. So that's the kind of things I really like to look at the intentions here. Fearless Trip there. Yeah, it does help a lot to look at these kind of things. And I always follow the intentions as I go along with these. And these are the most important columns. If you want to see all the columns, it's a detailed one here. And if I rank them here with the ranking average, you see 1.73 out of the whole field. It's averaging 1.73 with all these indicators. Is averaging 1.73, so that's pretty cool. And that's Charity Ball, followed by Island Treasure, followed by Divine Dynasty. You see, once it gets more than 2 points or maybe 3 points on ranking average, then the chances drops to get a winner from him. So anything from the best to within 3 on the ranking averages, depending on the size of the field as well, is good. But the closer this goes to 1, the better, and that's why that Charity Ball with a 1.73 out of the field of 12, 1.73 is a really good average. Yeah, this Charlie Squadron and Birdie and Bogey, they've got quite a gap till the next one. There's more than one gap from there to the next. And then yeah, this is a kind of a field race, maybe excluding the last championologist, but maybe throw him in as well, since that's more Vanna, the same as what we have on the first race as a very nice one. So yeah, I don't like to get involved with these small kind of races. There's just no odds, no value. This one, you'll see Arctic Drift, followed closely by Gainsford, and then there's a big gap to Mount Anderson and Azores, and then there's another gap to Red Lark. Race 5 here, we've got 3 of them all under 3, so that's not a race you want to get involved with too much. Personally, I think that Grant van Niekerk and Snaith is the right one here, but you also got Kumalo and Snaith just behind him, which is the favorite, and that's why I think that Grant van Niekerk is the right one here, because Kumalo is the favorite. And then Crawford on Solar Power, and then Ovation, the best bat figures here. You'll see all the best bats here. Silent Trigger. 6th race, yeah, top 2 stands out, and then the rest. Top 2 is Persistence and Captain Mike, and then the rest. So nice little gap there. Race 7, yeah, Twilight Hour, followed by Stiptelik. Like that name, Stiptelik. And then Greenlight Gal, but don't be too surprised about Greenlight Gal. I definitely have respect for him, especially after Justin Snaith does his thing here. in the 5th race, I'd very much be wanting to spend some attention on Green Light Gal if race 5 happens, what I think is going to happen. And then race 8, Mar Black and Nippy Winter. It's clearly a Candace Bash Robinson race, followed by Fearless Trip. Munia, Terry, definitely got some respect for Terry with Richard fully booked. That's his only runner, that's why that's in green. So yeah, I'll be a lot cleverer by the time we get to the second part of the race meeting, because we learn so much in here, and that's why we have to keep looking here so we can see these intentions becoming more clear. Form is nothing if there's no intent to use it. Remember that. Form is nothing if there's no intent to use it. Have a great day, guys.